Hey everyone, welcome back. In the last video we looked at how to hold the drumsticks, and in this video we're going to look at where to play on the drum. So where to play on the drum? The first thing I would say is what's important is your drum height. Now that's easy if you're the only person playing on the drum, and quite a lot more difficult if you're in a section and there are 4 or 5 other percussionists, let's say playing in your orchestra or concert band or wind ensemble section. But for now, let's assume it's just you. I like to put my drum at a height that I'm just, if I were to take my arms and make them perpendicular and then bring them down a little, or on a slight angle. So not too low and certainly not too high. So you can see that there's some space between my arm and my side body. And that drum height works for me. So it's just below my hip. And you can experiment with that for yourself as well. All right, the second thing when you're playing on the drum is starting with a triangle position on the drum, like this. And again, that helps to create space between your arm and your side body. And my tips are generally on the same area of the drum. Actually, they're pretty much right there. You want to avoid playing with a parallel hands. And I would say if you're going to have your tips a little bit far away, aim to have the same distance between the rim and the drum head. Because if you have one drum, let's say that's closer to the center and one that's closer to the rim, you're going to get different sounds. Right? And if that's what you're aiming for, great. But right now, I'm assuming you're aiming for the same sound. All right. Finally, one thing that some drummers forget at the beginning is to be aware of where the snare is. So my snare is straight down. I'll show you in a second. I'll take the drum off. And I like to have the lever to turn the snares on and off near me. All right. So I'm going to take the drum off. And you can see that's where the snares are. And why that's important is because if you have one stick that's off the snare and one stick that's on the snare, you're going to get a different sound. So, and generally the snares sound better than playing outside of the snares. You can try for yourself. Every drum is different. Don't take my word for it. You might find a sweeter spot on your drum that might not be along the snares. But generally when I set up with the snares out like that. All right, so those are some tips for how to set up your drum and where to play on the drum. I'll see you in the next video. We're going to start with 8 on a hand.